first thing a viewer sees, the thumbnail, is typically the last thing a creator makes in their video process. So along with planning and research and titles, try to make your thumbnails before you press record. And here's 9 thumbnail rules you should follow. Yeah, I think I've counted that right. Keep your thumbnails simple. Viewers should be able to interpret them in less than 2 seconds. Communicate just one idea, theme or concept from the video. For example, if it's a video sharing 10 tips, focus on the one that's going to have the biggest draw for the viewer. Use no more than 3 dominant colours. Any more than that and the thumbnail just tends to look cluttered. Don't be afraid to artificially increase the vibrancy and the pop of the thumbnails, because when they're shrunk down to size, that can really wash out the colours. Often you'll want to remove backgrounds because they are so chaotic. For example, I never try and use this background in the thumbnails because there's just too much going on. If you're going to be taking still images of yourself for the thumbnails in some sort of YouTube pose, I highly recommend a ring light. Try to evenly space out objects and elements throughout the thumbnail. Don't leave any negative bland space. You are insistent on using text, limit it as much as possible. I would say no more than 4 words and make it big and very readable. In terms of key thumbnail elements, I would try and limit this to 4. That might be a person, an object the person is looking at, a background color, and maybe some text. But I will stress, of all of those points, the key is to keep it simple.
A clickable thumbnail and title is essential. If nobody clicks on your video because the thumbnail and title don't look interesting enough to click, then they won't ever see the great content that you've made and the fantastic video that you've put so much effort into making. Try to come up with at least 5 ideas for a thumbnail and title for a video and choose the one that resonates the most for you. Secondly, you really want to focus on the first 30 seconds of a video, also known as the hook. This is the start of the video where you need to show the viewer that the video they've clicked on is actually the kind of video that they want to watch. You need to provide your value proposition early on and what you're going to talk about in the video so that they know what's coming up. So these first 10 to 30 seconds are so important to show the viewer why they should keep watching. Just a note about the thumbnails, titles, and the hook. It's not about creating clickbait or creating hooks that make false promises. What you want to do is you want to convey the real value that your video has. Because ultimately, if you make a clickbait thumbnail and title and hook, people are going to realize quite quickly that the video doesn't have the value that they want and they will click off.
You will lose a large portion of your audience in the first 30 seconds of your YouTube video. Now, some of this is down to the way YouTube works. They make it very easy for somebody to flick onto the next video. But most of it is down to you and your skill or lack of skill in pulling the viewer into your video. Now, obviously, if your viewers stay for longer, that means you earn more watch time. And if you're on a journey to 4,000 hours of watch time for monetization, no. But the better reward is the impact your videos have on your viewers. And if it's a very positive and satisfying one, that viewer is going to return to more of your content in the future. So what we're talking about here is the video hook, not a branded intro. My personal recommendation is to get rid of them completely. Here's what you need to do to hook a viewer. Make it quick, make it snappy. Start delivering on what you promised in the title and the thumbnail the moment somebody clicks on it. As well as completely getting rid of branded intros, hold back the generic intro as well, where you introduce yourself, what the channel is about, and why people should subscribe. You haven't done anything to deserve that yet. If you do want to introduce yourself, fine, do it after 1 minute, 90 seconds, once the viewers got settled into what they were promised. Think about how you can tease juicier parts of the video. Maybe take 2 or 3 seconds of climactic action from later on in the video and then leave it on a cliffhanger. Or do something funny, unique, or unexpected that catches the viewer a little off guard. Video hooks certainly require experimentation because they are so hard to get right. But because it's the first few seconds that every viewer is going to see before they abandon the video, it is also crucially important.